How did you feel about your team's
I was
draft,
about
the
to
Green
say,
Bay Packers?
yeah, I was about to mark on that. I don't hate it. So I think Eric Stokes is a good scheme fit. From Honestly, I like
A lot of
Tyson
speed.
Campbell better because apparently we're going more to the Seattle scheme. So we'll see how that works. So I will say Stokes is more of a fit there. Once again, I think I mentioned this too. I just feel like we could have gotten him later. Granted, maybe we couldn't have traded back, but I mean, I feel like I just feel like we could have gotten him later, and maybe gone a different position there. There's still good corners in the second, third round. I know the Giants, the kid they got at UCF, I think Aaron Robinson. Maybe we could have got him in the third round. Maybe, with 29, we could have gotten Terrace Marshall or someone. Because I know we got Aaron Rodgers in the third round, who I think could actually be pretty solid and be a, contributor year one. I think Reggie Wayne comped him to a faster Randall Cobb, which I would agree. I think he's a faster but a little bit less thicker Randall Cobb because Cobb had he was just a thick lower body, so he was able to break more tackles. Um, regardless, I think I'm glad we've got wide receiver. Josh Myers, I didn't do much homework on him, but from what I saw afterwards, I think he'll be a pretty solid lineman. And to be fair, I trust Green Bay in terms of offensive linemen because for the most part we've hit, except for Jason Spriggs, which we won't talk about. Um,
Which I will say, y'all also, I mean, Lindsley was an Ohio State center,
fifth
so
round,
you're
and
you're
then
pulling from the pipeline.
last year or 2 years ago we got Elton Jenkins. So I'll give Gunkus this. Like he has good. There are times where, like 2 years ago, like I said, 2 years ago, great draft. We got, Rashawn Gary, which I know some people might still question that pick, but we didn't expect the Smith brothers to both ball like they have. But Gary's played well when he has been in. Savage, who's been pretty much state plus starting safety pretty well, and then we got Elton Jenkins. Like we've had good draft. We go from a good draft like that, and then last year, which once again, most of those players I liked. I liked Jordan Love, just didn't like the pick. We didn't need him. AJ Dillon, I think we saw what AJ Dillon can be in those few games. Like he can definitely be really good. And then some of the other guys got injured and stuff. So and then this year, I do like our draft. And then when we got a guard in the fourth, maybe he can contribute too from Ole Miss. I like that we got a defensive tackle actually in Florida, so maybe he can contribute. But I will say this draft is definitely better than last draft. I would grade it. Um, I would give it like a B minus if I had to grade it. Like it was a solid draft. Could have been better. Yeah, I felt we could have manipulated the board better, but I went out in the war room. Maybe they couldn't trade back, so I don't hate it. I just, in lieu of everything, you take a corner first round. After you, eh, I feel like it was more of a spite move to Aaron Rodgers. Say, you don't run things around here, buddy. We do. We pick. We'll take who we want, and we want Eric Stokes out of Georgia, and which we do kind of need corner help. But once again, like I said, could have addressed that later. But yeah, I'm not sure if you maybe feel the same way, or I mean, you don't have to. I mean, it's not your team, but
Uh, I mean, one thing that I will say, which this doesn't just apply to the Packers, is I thought it was really interesting that a lot of teams are invested in the same position that they have been investing in over the last few years early, like the Packers,
corner,
Kevin King, or Jair
Demar-
Alexander, or just corner, right? The
Demarius
Cowboys,
Randall, Quentin Rollins,
Demarius Randall. The Cowboys, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, now Micah Parsons, right? Like
and
both our teams did that. The Cardinals, Zaven Collins, they took Hassan Reddick, they took Isaiah Simmons, a linebacker. The Raiders, I mean Colton Miller, they had him. Now they take Alex Leatherwood.
and
Um,
they signed Trent Brown. So
they signed Trent Brown and then they traded him. I mean, it felt like a lot of teams were, at least to me, the big winners did stuff that was different, right? Like the Jets, like they went out and they drafted a whole new offense, which I loved. The Jags, same thing. I loved their draft. Um, so yeah, there were some teams that I felt like just sort of did what they typically tend to do. Even the Browns, Greg Newsome, right? They took Denzel Ward, they took
Greedy Williams
Greedy Williams. Like they've taken
and then
corners
Justin
in the
Gilbert
past.
in the faded Johnny Manziel draft.
Yeah, poor Browns that year because man, they could have rocked that one like they did with Denzel Ward,
Really
Miles
went over
Garrett,
2 there.
or Baker Mayfield that year, which jury's still on Baker. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting overall for the Packers. Though I liked the positions that y'all addressed. I didn't like the order in which you addressed them. Um, I would have taken Elijah Moore at that spot. I mean, which you know how much I liked him.
I
Um,
I did like him a little bit better than Amari Rodgers, but once again, to be fair to Amari's credit, he's kind of in a stacked offense, so like didn't get
right.
many opportunities to get the ball in his hands and do things because we have Travis Etienne, we have this other top 5 wide receiver recruit that we just got last year, and we have Trevor Lawrence, so it
Right.
was a tough eval.
I liked that y'all took center because you lost Corey Linsley. I mean, that's a starter right there. I would have preferred Creed Humphrey, but Corey Linsley, an Ohio State guy, so it seems like there's sort of I
Familiarity
don't know
with
if
the
it's a scheme
system,
thing
yeah.
or what, but like y'all like Ohio State guys. I don't watch a ton of Ohio State football to be honest, so I know more about Creed Humphrey than I will about Josh Myers because I watched the Big 12.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Um, yeah, so I like the fact that y'all got Amari Rodgers and actually went with a wide receiver. Once again, I would have taken one earlier and then maybe get a corner here. I don't know who you would have taken at this spot if you wanted corner because there was sort of a run on corners in that second round. But Molden was there, Melifonwu was there. There were still some solid guys that I liked. So I don't know how that would have worked out, but fourth round took a guard. Once again, I love when teams go offensive linemen in sort of those mid rounds because you see a lot of offensive lineman starters coming out of those mid round picks.
Yeah.
Um, I like that y'all took a defensive tackle. I mean, hey, beef up the line, get another guy with Kenny Clark.
I
Another
think
run
Raheem
stuffer.
Mostert finally stopped running from the NFC Championship. I think we finally made him stop.
And then, I mean, the 6th and 7th round. I liked Kylan Hill out of the 7th round. I thought that was a really good pick. I know that not a lot of people may know about him, but he was a running back that I thought was going to go like 4th round, to be honest. And I think that he can fill in more of that. Man, why am I blanking on his
Jamal
name
Williams.
now? Jamal Williams. Yeah, he can fill in more of that Jamal Williams sort of role
Do it
that
all.
AJ Dillon is more of the power guy, but Kylan Hill can be more of your,
Do it all.
receiving guy.
That's what
right?
Jamal was. Jamal was like solid runner, solid blocker, solid pass catch. He was
Yeah,
just all purpose, literally all
he can.
purpose.
Yeah, I feel like Kylan Hill is an underrated pick there, so I liked that one. So yeah, I don't love your draft. I don't hate your draft. I'd give it like a B minus, like you said. Um, Solid, addressed positions of need. But I think that with the Aaron Rodgers stuff that was sort of looming over, the draft overall is just going to feel like a disappointment just because of the first round not even going offense.
Or
So,
yeah,
but
and sorry, and last thing that really stung about Stokes was because once again, Jamire Osu-Cormore was sitting there on the board, and I was like, man, we haven't ever had a difference making. I mean, you could say Clay Matthews, but that's on the edge. Never had it, at least in my lifetime, never had a difference making inside linebacker. And what would
which
be
that I
amazing,
actually
especially for Seattle scheme, you need those fast, rangy linebackers. He would have been, since we're changing to that. I mean, at least more consistent than the guys we have now, who are they played Saul last year, but they just
yeah. I saw that coming because Green Bay historically doesn't
yeah,
invest that much in the linebacker spot.
yeah, I just was hoping that
Maybe
maybe like,
things
oh man, this
change.
guy's really fallen. Like we can get him, but we didn't. So only
Yeah,
thing that
it's
added to
it's
my
like Dallas.
disappointment.
They don't invest in the safety spot. Technically, Dallas didn't
Did y'all
even
get a
draft a
safety this
safety.
year? I was wondering. It's
Technically,
a deep
no.
safety class.
We drafted a corner in the 6th that they want to play safety, but
Oh man.
technically we did not pick a safety,
Oh,
which I will say. We signed Demonte Casey. Maybe Keanu Neal plays there. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We still have Donovan Wilson. So we
Okay.
addressed it in free agency, but no, I wanted a safety. We did not draft one. I was hoping they'd pick Ardarius Washington. He actually went undrafted. I was shocked by that. I thought he was going to go like 4th round. Good thing I'm not the Cowboys GM when it comes to that because he didn't even get drafted. But I mean, I felt like you could have got him in the 7th. But he went undrafted. Went to the Ravens.
Just real quick, I had a brain fart. I was like, because there's a name, there's a receiver that I was kind of hoping for, especially after, in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, Tutu Atwell. I was like, okay, maybe Green Bay can get him. And I was sitting there last night with my girlfriend, and like draft was over. I was like, did anyone draft Tutu Atwell? And I was like, did no one draft Tutu Atwell? And I saw that the Las Vegas, or not the LA Rams got him. But sorry. And just maybe we can end it here. One other team whose draft I kind of liked too, low key, was it was so fitting the way they drafted was the Lions. I mean, Dan the Man Campbell, Penei Sewell, 1st round, 2nd round, Levi Muzurike, defensive tackle, and then the 3rd round, defensive tackle, Lee McNeil. Like they are not going to be moved around, and they do not want to be moved around in Detroit. Which I mean, they need some sort of identity. So maybe this is where they start.
They're biting kneecaps.
Those they got a lot of guys in the trenches to do that. So